Hey, podcast listeners, ready to level up your career game? This podcast is brought to you by Granular Level, your ultimate TMF professionals. Need a killer CV? A magnetic LinkedIn profile? Eager to learn the eTMF or expert advice on mock interviews? Don't just dream it, achieve it with Granular Level. Let's craft your success story together. Welcome to another episode of the TMF Daily Podcast, where we delve into the exciting world of the trial master file. I'm your host, Nicole Palmer, and today we have a special episode dedicated to exploring this vital role of the eTMF specialist in clinical research. So, what is an eTMF specialist? eTMF, Electronic Trial Master File Specialist, they play a very important role in the management of clinical trial documentation within an electronic environment. And their job is multifaceted, and it involves various responsibilities aimed at ensuring completeness, accuracy, and compliance of the trial documentation throughout the trial lifecycle. One of the main responsibilities of an eTMF specialist is they're overseeing the electronic trial master file system. It's so important. And this serves as the central repository for all the trial-related documents. They're responsible for establishing and maintaining the structure of the eTMF, which could include creating folders, defining document types, and implementing naming conventions. So by organizing the eTMF in a logical and consistent manner, eTMF specialists, they facilitate efficient document management and retrieval for all trial stakeholders. In addition to managing the eTMF system, eTMF specialists, they're responsible for monitoring the completeness and quality of the trial documentation. They're ensuring all the required documents, they are present, they're accurate, they're up to date throughout the whole trial. And this involves conducting regular reviews of the documents. They're identifying any discrepancies or deficiencies, and they're working with study teams to address any issues that ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. eTMF specialists, they play such a key role in supporting regulatory inspections and audits. They're responsible for preparing, the eTMF for inspection readiness. They're ensuring all the documents, they're organized, they're accessible, and they're compliant with regulatory standards. And during the inspections, eTMF specialists, they're serving as the primary point of contact for auditors, providing them with access to the eTMF and assisting with document retrieval and reviews as needed. Let's go over the outlook for an eTMF specialist role. Okay, it's very promising and it's expected to keep growing because as the importance of clinical trials increase the transition to an electronic trial master file system, there's going to be several factors that contribute to this sort of positive outlook. Right now, the pharmaceutical and biotech industries are increasingly adopting eTMF systems to streamline their document management, enhance collaboration, and ensure they're compliant with regulatory requirements. So as more organizations transition from paper-based to electronic trial documentation, the demand for eTMF specialists is going up. Regulatory authorities such as the FDA and the EMA, they're starting to place greater emphasis on the use of electronic systems for managing their clinical trial documentation. And as these regulatory requirements for electronic records, they become more stringent and they need skilled eTMF specialists who understand these requirements and can ensure compliance will grow. Look at clinical trials. They are generating increasingly large volumes of data. and there's diverse document types and formats. eTMF specialists, they play such a critical role in managing this data effectively, ensuring it's accurate, complete, and accessible throughout the whole trial. There's ongoing advancement in technology, AI and machine learning, blockchain. They're expected to further enhance the capabilities of eTMF systems. So, what does that mean? eTMF specialists are going to need to stay abreast of all this technological development and leverage them to optimize trial document and management processes. Organizations, they're increasingly prioritizing efficiency and in quality in clinical trial clinops. Look at organizations, they're increasingly prioritizing efficiency and quality in their clinical trial operations. eTMF specialists, they're contributing to these objectives by implementing the best practices, streamlining document workflows, and ensuring the integrity of trial documentation. Overall, the outlook for an eTMF specialist role is so bright and it's growing, especially with the adoption of eTMF systems, the regulatory requirements. There's been technological advancements and the ongoing need for efficient and compliant trial document management. So, as the importance of electronic trial documentation continues to grow, we're going to see a demand for skilled eTMF specialists who can effectively manage and optimize eTMF systems. Let's go over money. What does an eTMF specialist make? All right. The average pay for an eTMF specialist, you know what? It can really vary on a lot of different factors. So, location, your level of experience, education, certifications, the size and type of that organization. And so you're looking at least in the United States, anywhere from 50,000 to 80,000 a year. Entry-level eTMF specialists, the ones where you have minimal experience, you're going to earn salaries closer to the lower end of that range, while those several years of experience and specialized skills or advanced certifications, they're going to have higher salaries towards the upper end of that range, or maybe even a little bit higher than that. And it's also important to really note that salaries for eTMF specialists, they're going to vary on specific industries that they work in. So the pharmaceuticals, the biotechs, your CROs, and also your geographic location of employment. Urban areas with higher cost of living may offer higher salaries. So you got to do your homework when you're looking at eTMF specialist salaries. Let's talk about and shift gears a little bit, the career path of an eTMF specialist. And it can vary from individuals' goals, their interests, opportunities within an organization or industry. But it could look something like this. I'll give you an example. An entry-level coordinator. So many individuals, they start off as a coordinator or an assistant. And in this role, they get the foundation and the experience in managing their investigator site files. They're doing document indexing, they're filing, and they're really supporting the overall document management process. Many individuals, they start their career as an entry-level coordinator or maybe a research assistant. And in this role, they're gaining the foundational experience in the trial master file, specifically the investigator site file. They are performing document indexing and filing, and they're really supporting the overall document management process. From there, it could be the eTMF specialist role. So after they've gained some of that experience as a coordinator, individuals can advance to the role of the eTMF specialist. And in this role, they'll take on greater responsibilities, such as overseeing the entire eTMF system. They'll be conducting document reviews for completeness, compliance. They'll be providing support during regulatory inspections and audits. And from there, you could get promoted or apply to senior eTMF specialist. With several years of experience, eTMF specialists can progress to the senior level roles. So, senior eTMF specialists typically have advanced expertise in eTMF management, regulatory compliance, and document control. They could take on leadership responsibilities such as mentoring junior staff, leading process improvement initiatives, and serving as a subject matter expert within their organization. From there, you could go on and be an eTMF manager. For individuals interested in management and leadership roles, the next step could be the eTMF manager or a supervised role. In this capacity, you're overseeing a team of eTMF specialists and coordinators. You're managing the overall eTMF program, and you're collaborating with cross-functional teams. You're ensuring effective document management practices across that organization. And then at the highest level of the career ladder of eTMF professionals, you could advance to a role such as a director of clinical document management or something of that similar title. In these executive level positions, they have, strategic oversight of all clinical document management activities. They may also play a role in shaping your organizational policies and procedures related to document management and regulatory compliance. And it's important to note that, career progression, it can vary depending on the individual's career goals, their organizational structure, and the industry trends. Some eTMF specialists may choose to specialize in specific areas such as regulatory compliance or technology integration, while others may pursue advanced degrees or certifications to further their expertise in advancing their careers. Okay, so as always, I want to let you know I'm only one DM away to help you become an eTMF specialist. I'm here if you need me. That's a wrap for today's episode of TMF Daily. We hope you enjoyed our conversation about the eTMF specialist role and gained valuable insights into this essential aspect of clinical trials. Be sure to tune in next time for more engaging discussions. Until then, take care and happy TMFing.